We used to run our business by putting on a blindfold, going into a dark closet with a shotgun and pulling the trigger and hoping we hit something. And most of us do life the same way. We have no concept of what we're trying to hit. We're just hoping we hit something. My dad was a hoarder. So he'd buy a house, fill it full of stuff, and then buy another house, move into it, fill it up with stuff. And that's how we got into real estate. For 25 years, we've been doing real estate investing. So we're kind of hitting a different stage of our life. Not wanting to be retired, but looking for the next chapter of our lives. We started buying houses, fixing them up, reselling them. That went well until about 2008-ish. And we found we couldn't sell anything, so all our flips were converted into rentals. And we started adding more rentals and more rentals. We kind of stopped the flipping business for 10 years or so, and just concentrated on the rentals. And it went well for a while, but it just got to be, I don't know, too much.
The stress level was unbelievable for Matt at that point.
Dealing with tenants. It wasn't something we were particularly great at. We didn't run it as well of a business as we should have. It just got to drag. We just finally got tired of collecting payments, basically. We're getting older. We don't have the drive we did back in our 20s or 30s. So to stay motivated is hard. We wanted something more out of life than just the next real estate deal, the next dollar, the shiny item. A few years ago, we were in a mastermind. They were great people. We liked them. But it was just about chasing the next deal.
There's nothing wrong with what they're doing. It just doesn't resonate with where we're at and what we want to do.
I remember when Steve Cook used to be on a site called Creative Real Estate Online, seeing what he shared back then. And later on, kind of saw what he was doing with Lifeonaire, and one time decided to go to Get-A-Life Getaway. It was different coming to Lifeonaire. The focus was getting the life you want, instead of making the next dollar, and that was unique.
We've been to different events and we've been encouraged to write our vision. We're like, oh great, okay, whatever. And then here, it's your homework. You have to do it or you may as well just fold up and go home. So we wrote it out. We didn't share with each other what we had written. And on the way home, Matt looked at me and said, what do you think about selling our house and getting something smaller? And I'm like, I wrote the same thing. So writing out our vision was probably the aha, because after we wrote things out, things literally snowballed.
It was more than just writing down some goals. It was bigger picture thinking, what does your life look like? And how are you living that out? And why aren't you achieving that kind of thing? And that really resonated.
Something that Lifeonaire has challenged me with is to be intentional. Make those choices. If you want them, you have to go after it. And so it's actually been life-changing, the way I look at what I want. Within 3 months, the stress level just kind of fell off of that.
And I kind of joke, it's almost like we're teenagers again. It was just like, we don't have to think about this anymore. No more payments to collect. No more toilets to worry about. No more this or that. If that's your shtick, if you like doing that, that's great. Awesome. Rentals are a great thing to have. Just at this stage in our life, it was no longer for us. And it was freeing to get rid of it. We used to have a pretty large rental portfolio of about 140 units. We've sold those off over the years. We're down to 4.
The process of getting rid of them was so smooth. There was no issue. It was ridiculous how easy it was.
They say it's not magic, but it's magical.
They have no idea the gold mine that they have access to. This is just the tip of the iceberg. They have no idea these 3 days that they're here, which is just so cool. I had no idea the power involved in writing out that vision until we did it.